We hear from a local attorney about the legal authority businesses have in enforcing mask mandates.
The Economic Security Corporation extends its Utility Assistance Program application online. I'm Kate Kelly with how that's helping families and protecting people from COVID-19.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Now that Joplin has passed a new mask mandate, there are some things residents and business owners should know. This is KOIM News at 6. KOIM's Chris Warner spoke with Joplin's mayor and with a local attorney and has more.
Joplin Mayor Ryan Stanley says he's hopeful the new mandate will ease the workload on local hospitals following a letter from healthcare providers to community leaders in the area.
But I know that it's not just the 50,000 residents of the city that are going to be affected by this. It's going to be the 250,000 that do business, that work, that shop here. And so I do think an ordinance in the city of Joplin will be significant.
When it comes to businesses enforcing the mandate, Mayor Stanley says the city is behind them.
Some businesses will want to enforce this very strictly. And if they do, we are there to support. We're there to back them up and make sure that they are empowered to enforce it strictly.
And local attorney Bill Fleischhaker says so is the law.
A mask requirement is just like a shirt or a shoes requirement. If the business owner wants to say, I'm not going to do business with you if you don't come in wearing a mask, a business owner has the right to do that.
Some people have said it's a violation of their civil rights under the Civil Rights Act regarding discrimination if a business refuses service to them. Fleischhaker says that's not what the act is for.
That act, that law that people are talking about, doesn't say anything specifically about masks. It says you shall not discriminate, and then it sets out the categories such as race, sex, etc., that you can't discriminate upon, but it doesn't say anything about masks.
In Joplin, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
As a reminder, the new mandate runs from now until 11:59 p.m. February 28th, 2021. However, like the previous mandate, it includes the option for the council to extend it or cancel it at any time. Some healthcare providers applaud the city of Joplin for reinstating their mask ordinance. They say weeks of increasing cases have caused a lot of stress and hardship in the healthcare system. KOIM's Zach Dodge has that story.
Maria Bailey has been in healthcare for 16 years, but has never seen a time when it was more difficult for the entire industry.
If I were working in ER right now, it would certainly be a lot more stressful.
She has past experience in the ER, but is currently a physician assistant at Access Family Care. Over the last several months, she's seen closures, restrictions, and updated policies to protect against COVID-19.
It's been, I would say, at the very least, disruptive to everyone.
We have staff members for the first time that have gotten COVID in the last few weeks.
In local hospitals, that stress is amplified, especially for those workers in their COVID units.
It's just really pushed everybody to the edge.
Mercy Hospital has 44 COVID patients and Freeman has 54, each of them needing a lot more care than many patients would normally need, and a higher percentage needing ventilators and other intensive care.
The normal workflow of a COVID patient is more stressful with the PPE, the personal protective equipment we have to wear. It's definitely more stressful on the nurses.
That intensive of a environment with wearing those kinds of suits all day long is extremely hard on staff. And these patients aren't they're here for longer periods of time.
Dr. Dennis Estep at Freeman also explains that it's a stressful time for families since they can't even visit their sick family members.
These nurses and the therapists that deal with them, they get to know them, and that's hard emotionally on the staff too.
Mercy, Freeman, and Access Family Care applaud the Joplin City Council for reinstating the mask ordinance.
That is just the best thing and the best news, and I've been happy all day about that.
In Joplin, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Mercy, Freeman, and Access Family Care were part of a letter sent to Joplin and area cities this week urging for mask mandates. The Jasper County Health Department reports another COVID-19 death. The health department says it was a man in his 60s. This is the county's 71st death. The Newton County Health Department is reporting 9 more coronavirus-related deaths. Officials say all of those patients were residents at a long-term care facility and that the deaths occurred over the last few weeks, but the total number was just reported to the county. The health department says the facility did follow state guidelines. Newton County's death toll is now 47. Checking in with Nick Kelly. We're ending the work week on kind of a cloudy note, Nick.
And quite a bit of a cooler note, too, after spending so many days with such mild temperatures. Dow, our front that's on top of us now, kept us cooler with 60s today and a lot of cloud cover. And now some more rain chances more prevalent as we continue into the 6 o'clock hour. Any light showers on the radar network more prevalent in southwestern Missouri and along the Kansas-Oklahoma border. But again, as long as that front is parked right along the I-44 corridor, it doesn't want to budge over the next day or so, we're going to hold on to the clouds and rain chances as our weekend gets going. North of the front, we're seeing temperatures in mainly the middle to upper 50s. South of the front, you're trying to hold on to some mid-60s, but everyone's going to take a tumble through the 50s this evening and down to the upper 40s for your Saturday morning while we stick with the clouds and increasing rain chances, not just throughout the night, but for a good portion of the weekend. We'll break down the rest of the weekend and the extended forecast here in a bit, though.
We'll see you soon. Tradition continued at Pitt State today. Graduating seniors got to participate in their commencement ceremony. It, of course, wasn't completely the same as usual. It was a walk-through graduation with a capacity limit. But for the seniors, they say they'll take whatever bit of normalcy they can get.
I think there was still a little bit of doubt with everybody if we were even going to be able to walk just because of how COVID was working. And but you know, through Pitt State, they figured out a way for everybody to participate here with this graduation. So I think it's awesome.
With those changes, the ceremony lasted only about 28 minutes. Freeman Hospital was facing a shortage of certified surgical techs, but they didn't have to look far to find folks to fill some of those jobs. The hospital started an in-house paid program to train employees to become surgical techs. They started with 150 people, and today 4 of those graduated. Congratulations to the graduates. Still ahead, the Economic Security Corporation is shifting some service online. And Quapaw tribe members rock their mocks in recognition of Native American Heritage Month. The Economic Security Corporation is shifting more applications for assistance programs online in an effort to limit the spread of COVID-19 and increase convenience for customers. As KOAM's Kate Kelly tells us, it's making a difference for families across Barton, Jasper, Newton, and McDonald counties.
Colder weather often means higher utilities, but programs offered through the Economic Security Corporation can help make a difference for local families.
My husband has been disabled nearly the whole time we've been married, so I had to, to do things for myself or ask for help, and I'm thankful that there's a place to call to get help for that kind of thing.
Helena says Economic Security helped get her through the winter, weatherizing her drafty older home, saving her quite a bit of money. Now Economic Security is hoping to reach more people in need, offering its utility assistance application online, no longer requiring a printed copy.
During the summer, the state of Missouri kind of upped their game and got all of that really fixed to where it's totally virtual. A person can upload their documentation, take pictures of it. It's really amazing that this can all be done contactless now.
For people without printer or internet access, you can still fill out an application. You just need to give the Economic Security Office a call, and they'll send you everything you need in the mail. Then you can bring your application to one of their drop-off boxes located at each one of their offices. Just put it in, and you're good to go.
I don't know anything about using computers and that type of thing. I really appreciate the paper that they send out.
No matter how people apply, it doesn't hurt to put feelers out for financial assistance. Markham says many community members are struggling as a result of the pandemic, but ESC is here to help.
We're really hopeful that we will be able to maybe get some of those bills that folks were just not able to catch up with because of that loss of employment. Maybe we can get them caught up now.
Every little bit helps.
In Joplin, Kate Kelly, KOAM News.
The Economic Security Corporation's Winter Utility Assistance Program began on November 2nd, and you can enroll through March 31st. November is Native American Heritage Month, and in honor of that, the Quapaw tribe today hosted Rock Your Mocks Day. All Quapaw tribal members were encouraged to wear their moccasins all day. The mocks we came across today were all made in the traditional style with deer hide. A little bit later, we're going to hear from the first-year head coach of the Fort Scott boys basketball team.
But first, we'll break down rain chances ready to kick off this weekend. We'll break down the full forecast up next. As Doug advertised, our cold front set up shop across the area, brought in the clouds today, and now we're just starting to see the rain chances pick up as we continue not only through tonight, but for a good portion of this November weekend. As far as temperatures go, we definitely saw a bit of a cool down compared to yesterday. We hit the mid-70s yesterday, only dropped back into the lower 60s this morning, but most of us had a hard time getting out of the 60s. The best we could do at Joplin Regional today was hit a high of 69 degrees. As we saw throughout the course of the night, no cloud cover at least to start, but as the morning and especially the afternoon rolled along, the cloud cover definitely thickened up right on top of us, and we've been seeing at least pockets of drizzle to start the afternoon out. Now, however, with more moisture, more lift along the front, we're starting to see more lighter showers popping up in southwestern Missouri. A couple quick showers around Labette and Cherokee counties, and a few more light showers popping up just north of the turnpike as you make your way from downstream all the way down to Tulsa in northeastern Oklahoma. In Joplin, we're dry for now, but cloud cover, plenty of it overhead. 61 degrees in Joplin, a northeast breeze at 9. And the humidity, it's back up there, sitting at 83%. Elsewhere around the Joplin metro, we're at 58 in Pittsburgh. So a couple of lower 60s trying to hold on for Galena, Baxter, and Commerce, while we have 63 in Seneca and a couple of 61s around Oronogo and Carthage. North of the front, you're seeing temperatures already in the mid-50s. Mid-60s, though, with that south wind on the warm side of the front. Doesn't matter where you are, though. The front, it is parked right on top of the I-44 corridor. You can see throughout the day, our northern counties getting the northerly breeze and the southerly breeze around Grand Lake and Table Rock Lake. Doesn't matter where the front stays for the rest of the night, though. With cloud cover and rain chances picking up, everybody will fall back through the 50s throughout the rest of the evening, down into the mainly upper 40s for a cool start to our Saturday morning as we continue to see the front parked right along the I-44 corridor. Combine that, moisture lift at the surface with an extra boost of upper level energy. We're going to hold on to rain chances for the next day and a half before we see some more systems out west try to head our way. In the short term, starting out with a few light showers across the area at the 6 o'clock hour, but we'll see the rain chances greatly pick up throughout the course of the night as temperatures drop back again to the upper 40s to near 50 degrees. We'll hold on to the periods of light to moderate rain throughout the day and maybe a quick couple rumbles of thunder too, but I'm thinking most of us will see more in the way of light to moderate rain. Periods of it off and on throughout the day. 48 in the morning, 50 by noon, afternoon highs around 51. We'll hold on to rain chances to go into Saturday evening. Then we'll get a little bit of a break in the action once we get past Sunday morning. As far as rain amounts with this system goes, maybe half an inch to an inch and a half at most before we get a little bit of a dry time on Sunday. Then, as we roll into the 7-day forecast that the computer will let me, another quick upper level wave. We'll bring in rain chances Monday and some thunderstorms on Tuesday. Despite it all, lower 50s for the next 3 days, 60 on Tuesday. Thankfully, a little dry spell Wednesday and Thanksgiving with 54 Wednesday, 57 on Thanksgiving. Then we'll see another system in here by Black Friday now.
We could use a little bit of rain. In fact, we're getting some in the next few days. I guess is good news for a lot of people.
Every little bit helps.
Thanks, Nick. This week is the first week of practice for winter high school sports in Kansas. At Fort Scott High School, Clint Heffern is entering his first season as the head coach of the boys basketball program. Heffern spent the last 4 seasons as an assistant coach for the Colgan Panthers. He takes over for Jeff Delatorre, who won 2 state championships at Fort Scott. On top of being a first-year coach, Heffern also faces the challenges of the pandemic and uncertainty surrounding the team's winter schedule.
Yeah, a lot of uncertainty. We're trying to preach to the kids a lot about controlling everything we can control and staying hopeful and staying positive and and being ready if we do, when our time comes. So we're really hopeful and hoping to get a season.
The Kansas State High School Activities Association is scheduled to vote on Tuesday on a proposal to push the start date of winter sports competition to January 15th. Coming up next, the Webb City Cardinals aim to move on to the state football semifinals. Sports director Jacob Leonard joins us live from Cardinal Stadium with a preview of tonight's game. That's coming up.
The Webb City Cardinals are district champions for the 21st consecutive season. Those Cardinals are here at home tonight hosting the Lebanon Yellow Jackets, aiming to move on to the Class 5 state semifinals. Now, it's no surprise these two teams here tonight, they like to run the ball. And if you're Webb City, why not when you have a guy like Devin Weathersby in the backfield? However, while we know the Cardinals are run dominant, they got a couple guys on the outside who have opened things up for them in the passing game in Mekhi Gerard and Cole Vaden. Those two receivers have combined for nearly 400 yards and 9 touchdowns this season.
Those two have really settled to the top as far as our receivers go and our ball catchers, and we feel really confident right now in our passing game. Those two guys are a little bit different in body and what they can do, but both are great assets for our program and our offenses in the fact that, when we do want to throw the ball, we got some guys that can go get it.
Moving on now to the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs are 8-1 to start the season. Now, last week was a bye week for the Chiefs. This week, they're back in action, hitting the road to face the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, like we do here every Friday night, right now it's time to hear from the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, in this week's Minute with Mitch.
Today, I'm announcing that not only is Patrick Mahomes from another planet, so is tight end Travis Kelce of the Chiefs. Kelce's making a bid to be the best tight end ever. Now, before you throw a rock at me, hear this. Kelce this year is second among all players with 12 20-plus yard catches, with an average distance of 28 yards. Wide receivers Stephon Diggs and Julio Jones averaged 27 yards on those 20-plus plays on about the same number of catches. Kelce's having his best year as a blocker, and mostly Kelce is zeroing in on a 5th straight year with 1,000 receiving yards, something that's never been done by a tight end in NFL history. Yes, it might be Travis Kelce driving the bus this Sunday night against the Raiders and driving it all the way to the Pro Football Hall of Fame on this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by Como Jewelry. Every day's game day, Como Jewelry, Pittsburgh, Joplin.
That Chiefs-Raiders game will kick off on Sunday night at 7:20. That's a look at sports. We're back with the final check of the forecast up next.
Take a moment now to honor a local veteran of the U.S. Army. Cherokee, Kansas native Corporal Sam Heitz served in Germany and France in 1951 and 52 as part of a vehicle maintenance unit. Corporal Sam Heitz, a 4-state hero. Checking back in with Nick Kelly now. We're hoping that if we do get some rain tonight, the heavy stuff at least waits till after that Webb City game.
Yeah, I think the Webb City game can get things in before any light to moderate rain picks up well after the game should end tonight. But chilly this evening, staying chilly for the next few days. 51 Saturday, 50 on Sunday, back to 60 on Tuesday. Rain chances through Tuesday, but we'll get a break in the rain chances. A quick one by Wednesday and Thanksgiving, Dow.
Thanks, Nick, and thank you for joining us. See you right back here for KOAM News at 10. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.